Should be live and exclusive. There we go. So guys, good afternoon and welcome to the URL, the Ultimate Racing League. And it's slightly different. Obviously Wednesday nights are the DTM League for most people that have entered from the Ultimate Racing League. I'm going to be the commentator for the top tier, which is obviously the top division. And it is the one and only, of course. And of course, racer as well as now commentator Hoppers in the commentary box. How is everyone doing? Hope everyone enjoys the stream. I hope everyone enjoys the action. We're going to be I'd say doing the top tier, but we are at the Circuit Barcelona Catalunya on the GP layout, and I tell you what, it is looking likely a fantastic grid. I'm going to go through the grid and go and introduce you to the class of the field before they get ready for the racing. So I don't know exactly the format of racing at the moment because some of the guys are new to me, but it looks like Leauge or Andy Ellison is on pole position in the Red Bull Audi RS5. They're all in Audi RS5 DTM cars from, I believe that's 2017 model, but they're all in the 2007 liveries, I believe. So we've got Leauge in pole position, then probably a stellar lap time in qualifying. Not too sure exactly what lap time he did. Then you got Wayne G in the Playboy sort of ex-Laurent Aiello liveried Audi. I believe it was based on the Opel though, but it's going to be very interesting to see what Wayne can do. I've raced against Wayne myself, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he can adapt to the RS5 DTM. And you got Paul Ebden in the Siemens, first of the Siemens liveried Audi RS5. Then you've got, of course, Moz in the other Red Bull sponsored, the Matthias Ekstrom. I think that is the 2004 maybe paint scheme. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure the guys will tell me thereabouts. But they are in, of course, another Audi, but it is on an Audi paintwork, so it's not too bad, I suppose. Then you've got, of course, Coker, aka Lee Coker in the AMG, but Audi, but it's obviously a Mercedes, but he's fifth on the grid. Then you've got, of course, Neil. I race against Neil on a Sunday, so you know I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. And it is new for Wednesday, but he's in the Phillips Audi. You got Inca Holmes, aka Adam Morgan, not a British touring car star, believe it or not. It's actually the Welsh namesake. It's going to be very interesting to see how well he does in the Castrol Edge sponsored Audi. Then you've got the other Siemens of Aaron Gary, raced against Aaron previously. Very quick racer in the other Siemens Audi. So there's two Siemens Audis and two Red Bulls by the looks of it. So we'll see exactly who is next. So that is number 8 on the grid is Aaron. Then you've got URL admin, aka Alexander Hutchinson. So Alex is in the Red Bull machine, starting 9th on the grid for this opening round of the championship. But we'll see how well he can do. He's the admin of course, the Ultimate Racing League. So then you've got Love Rocket Rods in the, I believe that is the other Playboy, the last one on the grid. And then you've got the I believe that is, just looking at the livery if I can, I believe that is the TV film one, or the one of the I can't remember exactly what livery that is, but that is Grasshopper. Excuse me, as a cough. Completing the grid. I believe there's only 11 drivers. I'm not too sure where they are. The championship is here, but I know we're at Circuit Barcelona Catalunya. We'll get all the options up, as well as we'll display the names. So we'll get ready then, as the red lights are about to go out any moment now. But who's going to make the jump then off the start? And it's lights out and away we go. It looks like the lights of Leauge and Wayne G get a decent start by the looks of it, but then that all depends on the fact is, looking at it, that Paul Ebden's going to try and go into turn number 1, but he has to tuck right behind Winnie G. But then it looks like there's a battle between Coker and Neil already, but Neil's already tucked in. It's quite a bit of a lag issues there, but Coker's dropped down to 5th, then followed by Adam Morgan. I believe he's up to 6th. Mods is down into 7th. It could be soon 8th because URL admin Alexander Hutchinson is all over him, but he now gets on that side, overtakes Moss for what could be 7th place, which he does, but then he's locked up a brake and goes off into the dirt, but then that's also dropped him back. But we didn't see what happened to Aaron Gary there. He's dropped down to 11th at the moment in these powerful V8 DTM models, the very quick machines. But looks like Coker's trying to put Neil under pressure already on lap number 1. Gets a bit sideways there, but now it's allowed Adam Morgan to get alongside him. Is he going to be doing it in the Castrol Edge? We'll go on board with Adam Morgan trying to see what he can do from 6th place at the moment, but he's obviously thereabouts. Let's see what's happening further up. It looks like Wayne's trying to catch up to Waldrew for what could be 1st place, but the Playboy machine isn't thereabouts as of yet. Going to go through the tight chicane. It's not normally used, but Wayne gets a bit crossed up there, but we'll see how well he does. But then we've got Paul trying to chase him down, but looks like Coker's still trying to put Neil under pressure for what could be 4th place, but they're using the DRS. They've got the DRS wing, so to try and use a bit of boost, but it's available this time once we kickstart lap number 2. Let's see what's happening further back. We've got Moz and Love Rockets Rods, should I say, trying to go 7th and 8th at the moment. Then you've got Grasshopper in 9th, followed by Alex versus Aaron at the moment for 10th and 11th, but these two are going to have to try and catch up to the top half of the field. But looking at the moment, Waldrew's actually getting away from Wayne G at the moment, because Wayne's trying to push on to try and get past that Red Bull sponsored machine, but Paul's got a comfortable gap now between Neil and I believe Coker's dropped into the clutches of Adam Morgan. Yes, he has, as we see the MG sponsored Audi RS5 trying to catch up to Neil, but he's got Adam Morgan right behind him at the moment as we go on towards the back of the circuit. But looking likely at the moment, we've got Adam Morgan under pressure. I think his countryman Moz has just clipped the back of him, so that's allowed the likes of he gets tapped again by Grasshopper, but then that's dropped because he tried to overtake, but then that's dropped now Moz down to 11th. The poor old Moz trying to do very well. He's been a likeable racer in the past, but probably finding these RS5s a bit too difficult at the moment, but shouldn't find them too difficult because they're kind of GR2 specification. But Aaron up into 10th and Alex still in 9th for the moment after, well, now down up into 9th after Grasshopper nerfed the back of Moz just slightly, but then obviously Moz ended up catching onto the back. But it looks like Coker's all over the back, of course, of Neil at the moment for 4th place. Is he going to do it as we start lap number 3? It looks like that Neil's going to try and push on to get away from Coker at the moment. Coker's literally on fire to try and get past, but he can't use the DRS. Neil can't use it either. It looks like it's cancelled out for the time being, but let's have a look what's happening between the top 2 in the race. There's still a bit of a gap between the likes of Waldrew and of course Wayne G at the moment. Wayne's using the DRS to try and catch up to Waldrew, but it looks like it could be very close between them two. Paul still in 3rd. Neil literally still trying to fend off Coker at the moment, using that DRS to try and say, right, hang on mate, I'm trying to get away. But Neil Coker's also on the DRS going into this turn here. I'll try and remember each turns as best as I can, but at the moment Coker in 5th, then trying to get past Neil for that 4th place. He's still, but then he's under attack from Adam Morgan. You know, Adam's trying to catch up to these two, or yeah, as Neil runs a bit wide there, you can just hear the car popping and screaming at the moment, it seems to be. But you got Love Rocket Rods still in 7th. You got Grasshopper in, of course, 8th, with Alex with a 5/10 penalty at the moment. Not too sure why he's got that, as he had it for corner cutting maybe, but he's on the DRS going down the main straight. But looks like at the moment Waldrew's done a 1:38.514 of a second fastest lap at the moment, but I'll tell you what, Alex goes on the attack from Grasshopper. Is he going to get the move done? Going to turn number 1. He's not, but he's all over the back of him. Can't use the DRS. It's now enabled, but is he going to try and get past it? See what's happening between the Coker, Adam and Neil at the moment. Looks like Adam's still trying to catch up to Coker, but Coker's literally on rails at the moment, trying to get away from, of course, Adam Morgan at the moment, but he runs a bit wide there, but looks like Alex has got past Grasshopper eventually, because it seems to be very close. But then you can see Gareth Morris, aka Moz, at the back of the field at the moment in a Red Bull sponsored machine, but he's trying to push on. Could be thereabouts, as you see Moz on the DRS at the moment, trying to catch up to Aaron. But then obviously Alex is now going to have to be forced to be slowed down, because he's taking that 5-10 penalty, which is going to cost him a bit of ground now, could drop him down to the back of the field if he's not careful. But no, it's allowed Aaron to get past, but then it's also going to allow Moz to try and get through. But at the moment, Moz still in 11th, then Aaron 10th now, not 10th, 9th rather, because Alex has dropped down to 10th, but Grasshopper's still there, and of course 8th for the moment. But Alex is under pressure from Moz at the moment, going into the final chicane, and then out towards the start finish line. Alex on the DRS then is going to give him that advantage, but it looks like there's a bit of a gap between. But then it looks like at the moment Coker and Love Rockets Rods has got a 5-10 penalty for what could be track limit abuse, but we'll see exactly how well that's going to pan out, because that might allow Neil to try and get away. But Paul's still there in 3rd, then followed by Wayne G in 2nd, and Waldrew up the road. He's miles ahead of these guys at the moment, but you can just see what he's going to do. The Red Bull sponsor machine getting away from Wayne G at the moment, but Paul trying to push on as best as he can. Neil's still there holding on for dear life, but Coker's got to take that penalty as Neil gets a bit crossed up there. That's allowed Coker to get alongside him. Is he going to be able to do it before he has to take his penalty, or is he going to have a bit of breathing space because Neil's on the DRS? And Coker's there, and that's allowed Adam Morgan, I do apologise, getting these two confused again. But Coker's still there then, followed by Love Rockets Rod. Then you've got Aaron trying to make a move on Grasshopper, while Alex tries to fend off Moz going into that corner, but looks like Aaron's got past Grasshopper for what could be 8th place now, but Grasshopper's dropped into the clutches of I believe Alex. Yes, he has, and of course Moz. Moz is actually there as well, as Moz tries to make a move in the Matthias Ekstrom Red Bull machine. But great stuff from these guys, gutsy stuff. We're already going on to lap number 6, and it seems already the tyre wears a bit, getting worn a bit, but Grasshopper is actually in the S line. I do apologise, it wasn't the livery I thought it was, but as we get in towards a bit of a move here on Alex from Moz, but Moz has to have the door closed in his face. But Alex is defending like mad. He must be all sweating buckets trying to defend off Moz at the moment, but is he going to be able to do it? Who knows, as Grasshopper gets away, tries to get away from these guys, but Aaron's still there. Rocket Rod's still in 7th, Coker now 6th, with Adam Morgan trying to catch up to Neil for that 4th place. It could be quite interesting to see what is going to happen here. But Neil holding off in the Phillips machine, literally. But it looks like Wayne G still there in 2nd, with Waldrew still winning, or leading should I say, because he is pushing on to try and get away from these guys. You've got likes of Neil and of course Adam Morgan trying to push on, but it is going to be thereabouts, with Coker trying to now catch up to the back of Adam Morgan to try and say, right, I want that 5th place back from you. But at the moment it seems that Coker is literally trying to wring the nails off that Audi RS5, but we'll soon find out how that's going to pan out. But then you've got the likes of Love Rocket Rods on the DRS then, onto lap 7. We already, onto lap 7 already, but looks like Alex is now, there's Grasshopper now goes into pits. So I believe if there is a mandatory pit stop. Not too sure what the tyre rules are. I'll try and figure it out for next time I do the commentary, because I'm obviously going to be doing the top tier. But looks like at the moment then Moz and Alex are now 9th and 10th. So Alex is 9th, Moz is 10th for the moment, but Grasshopper's still in pit lane then. Let's have a look. Is Coker trying to catch up to Adam Morgan? Yes, he is, but why Adam's trying to focus catching Neil, he's got to defend like mad from Coker, but Coker's all over the back of him. But you can just see exactly how much it means to Coker to literally get past Adam Morgan. A race against Coker before last season in the BTCC League 4 on a Sunday, but I know how he races, so he can be. He's got a 5-10 penalty there for probably track limits, is it? But maybe it's given him a stupid penalty. He'll probably complain it's a stupid penalty, but nevertheless. Excuse me, it's just sneezed down everyone's ear. But Coker's still there then, 6th place at the moment, trying to get past Adam Morgan at the moment. Adam trying to push on, because he's got so much work to do with, you know, lap number 7 already. As Coker still tries to push the DRS, he's pushing the DRS, trying to get close to Adam Morgan as best as he can. It's not British Touring Car start, it's the Welsh namesake, but Coker literally on the DRS trying. No, it's not. It's Adam Morgan on the DRS. I beg your pardon, going down the front straight there, but Coker trying to literally catch him up. You see, when the DRS goes greyed out, they can't use it, but when it goes white, but Coker's now on the DRS, so you can tell how fast they go with that DRS. But looks at the moment that Coker's still trying to catch up. We'll see what's happening with the likes of Murray and Gareth. Gareth's got past Alex for 9th place at the moment, but Alex is on that DRS trying to get up to Moz, but Moz is actually quite a quick racer. I've commentated on Moz quite a few times, even raced against him. We know exactly how well he does as Gareth Morris, but he's got Alex trying to chase him down. Grasshopper on the softs at the moment, trying to push on, but we're already on lap number 8, and I tell you what, it's a very good race. Love Rocket Rod's still there in 7th. It could be soon 6th if Coker's taken his penalty, but still trying to concentrate, trying to get past Adam Morgan at the moment, but that's given Neil a bit of breathing space. But saying that, Neil's catching Paul Ebdon very quickly and a great speed of knots between the Siemens car and the Phillips machine, but we'll see what happens. You can just hear that car. The car's a very good car, I must admit. I've had a bit of a race myself offline, but see what's happening there. But Wayne G then still in a lowly 2nd place at the moment on the DRS, going into turn number 1 in the Playboy LDRS 5. Then you've got, of course, Waldrew still out there, miles ahead of Wayne G in, of course, 1st place at the moment. But, could be all to play for when these guys make a pit stop, but Coker still on. We'll go on board with Coker actually, just as we trying to chase after Adam Morgan. He's on the DRS though, trying to make the car go as quick as he can down to 2nd gear as Adam Morgan gets a bit slow out of that turn there, but Coker's going to try and catch him this time round, hopefully not too aggressively, but already trying to catch the back of that Castrol LDRS 5. Coker's back on the DRS, but you can just see Moz still there, and of course 9th with Alex in 10th, followed by Grasshopper 11th, and Gary in, of course, 8th moment with Love Rocket Rods in, of course, but Coker's got another penalty. What is going on? Is Coker picking up these penalties like it's next to nothing? He tries to make a move on Adam Morgan, but Adam closes the door there. Coker's not going to like that. He's going to probably flash his lights in anguish, but you just see that 5-10 penalty may come against him, but Neil's still there trying to catch up to Paul Ebdon, but Paul's just going through the chicane. I'll tell you what, the crowd are going wild as well, but you can just see what is going to happen, who's going to be there. But Paul Wayne G, he's on the DRS trying to catch up to Waldrew, but Waldrew's actually currently still in first place. He's actually leading this race in a comfortable mile. He must be loving racing these cars at the moment. Adam Morgan's got Coker right on his gearbox as Coker tries to make a move into turn number 1. Has he got it stuck? Oh, he has, but then Adam goes on that line and closes the door on Coker, and I'll tell you what, Adam's there just trying to defend, but we'll go on board with Coker if we can, which got to use his the bonnet view, unfortunately, but nevertheless we'll see what happens. But he's trying to catch up to Adam as best as he can, but looking at what's going on then, so we're on lap 10 then already, but you'll see that Adam Morgan's trying to get away from Coker at the moment as Neil's catching up to Paul Ebden very quickly. But maybe that's something that we need to work out, as Neil's tried to catch up to Paul and then Coker's had to take his penalty again. We've got Aaron still there in 8th place, followed by Moz, and of course Alex still in 10th place. He's trying to push on, but Leauge's done a 138.3, dead on this time, fastest lap. I'll tell you what, he's looking likely he could win this race. It all depends on pit stops, etc. But he's still out there on the DRS. You can just see Wayne G going over that brow of a hill at the moment, but it is what it is, and the deliveries are very fabulous indeed as Paul tries to get away from Neil, but Neil's catching him. Just see how close he's getting there, but Paul's literally trying to fight the four rings Audi away from Neil, but they're all in identical Audi RS5s. It's only when you use the DRS, it all depends who's quicker and who isn't. But look at Neil here trying to chase after Paul in the Phillips machine. Well, he's in the Phillips machine, but you can just see that Paul's in the Siemens machine. Adam Morgan's dispatched kind of Coker at the minute, but Coker's on the DRS at the moment. Then you've got Love Rocket Rod's trying to catch up to Coker as well. He's trying to catch up to Coker and of course Adam Morgan on the DRS, but very interested to see how well they're doing at the moment. But Coker's going to try and push up, I'm sure, but Moz is putting Aaron under threat. Gareth Morris there, you know, probably multiple champion in Ultimate Racing League. But he's trying to put Aaron under pressure for what could be a very interesting battle for 8th and 9th between these two, the second of the Siemens car and third of the Red Bull machines. But Gareth Morris at the moment pushing on to try and get past Aaron, as Aaron got to be careful, they might have to use the DRS. Alex still there, and of course 10th place at the moment, and a lowly 10th, and of course a lowly 11th is Grasshopper. Looks like Grasshopper's struggling a bit with that S-Line Audi RS5, but nevertheless he'll push on, I'm sure. But Leauge still literally leading from Wayne G, shall we say. But Wayne G currently using DRS with Paul with a 5/10 penalty now. That's going to allow Neil to get past him, I've no doubt that will be. But Neil's going to try and push on. Neil's got purple that sector. Is that personal best, or is it going to be a personal fastest lap? It all depends, but he's on the DRS at the moment with Adam Morgan still there. As Coker goes a bit wide, that's kind of allowed Love Rocket's rods to try and close up the gap. Aaron's actually almost there to try and get past, well, defend from Gareth Morris at the moment, but Gareth tries to push on as best as he can. But let's have a look what's happening between the likes of Paul and of course Neil. But Paul took his penalty, so that's pushed him right back down to 4th, but it's not pushed him all the way further back to Neil. But we thought he had a bit of a sideways moment there, but you just see how close he's getting for comfort. There's Adam Morgan trying to get away from Coker at the moment. Looks like Love Rocket's rods has got quite a bit of tyre wear on the left front, but is that going to be hampering the performance? I don't think it will for the time being, but you never know. Aaron's still under threat from Gareth Morris at the moment. these guys literally pushing on for what could be a substantial amount of time, but still on the DRS then, on to lap 13, but excuse me, Wayne's still there in second, then followed by, well, Andy's still leading, of course, first place at the moment. Wayne second, Neil currently third, is he? No, he's not. It looked like, yeah, he's still third. It looked like the camera didn't want to play games with them, but Neil's still there, and of course, third at the moment with Paul fourth, Coca fifth now with Love Rockets, Rods in sixth, Gareth Morris seventh, with Aaron in, of course, now 8th, Adam Morgan in 9th. Didn't know what happened to Adam, but he's dropped down to 9th. Looks like he's having a bit of an issue with that Castro car, but Grasshopper now in 10th, followed by Alex in now 11th, who's just made a pit stop. So these guys will be making mandatory pit stops, no doubt, but it seems the Audi RS5 is eating quite a lot of tyres, I think, especially when you use the DRS quite a bit. But Neil's still there, Paul in 4th, then Coca 5th, Love Rockets, Rods still in 6th, Gareth Morris and Aaron are having a bit of battle for 7th and 8th at the moment, the pair of them. Let's see what they can do, but Aaron's gone off there, gone off into the dirt. That's not, let's reset him, so that's going to drop him further back. He's going to be absolutely livid with that. But could be the fact is the car's got a lot of tyre wear, but Love Rocket's Rods are into pit lane, but Aaron's dropped down to considerably away from Gareth Morris now. But you never know, these cars, some of these cars might be making a pit stop with Adam Morgan still there, and of course 9th place at the moment. Grasshopper in 10th, followed by Alex in 11th, but Leauge still leading the race then, comfortably from Wayne G. It's almost like, you know, some of these guys are having a bit of a battle, but we'll see what Neil's doing versus, of course, Paul at the moment. Paul's trying to push on, but these guys are going to be absolutely unstoppable for what could be a thrilling season ahead for the Audi RS5s, the DTM League for the top tier. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen there, because Paul's trying to push on. Coca's still 5th at the moment, but could be very close to see what is going to happen between Coca, Gareth Morris, Aaron, Adam Morgan, Love Rockets, Rods onto the mediums for a set of mediums. They're going to be cold for the time being, but who knows what will happen there. But on the DRS then, with Grasshopper in 10th, followed by Alex in 11th. Look at Leauge, he's literally on, you know, he's miles ahead of this, still fastest lap with 138.3, so that's going to be very close as Wayne G on the DRS then. Going down the front straight, you've got Neil trying to get away from Paul, which he has done, but Coca's slowly but surely catching them up, but let's see what Coca's going to do on the DRS, try to catch up to Paul. I think he's going to try and push on, but who knows what's going to happen. Just going to make sure I'm still heard on my own stream, but Coca done in 5th place at the moment, was in 6th, Aaron 7th, Adam Morgan in 8th place at the moment on the DRS, but then you got Love Rocket Rods trying to be chased by Grasshopper. Grasshopper looks like he's about to catch the upper Playboy machine. We'll soon find out exactly how well that's going to pan out, because Grasshopper is on fire at the moment, trying to catch up, trying to make amends for what was at the field. But Alex, all on his own at the back. It could be a very thrilling battle between a few of the cars very soon. Some of the guys probably will have to take a pit stop though, because tyre wear is crucial. You can just see Leauge going through the chicane. It's very unreal. I believe he's gone into pits. Yes, he's gone into the pits. So he pit out, but very confusing for the spectators at home. But that will now allow, hopefully, Wayne G to get into P1, so Wayne will get a point for leading the lap, no doubt, but Neil stays out then, Paul goes into pit lane then, so that's going to allow Coker up into, of course, third place, so unless Leauge gets out of pit lane, but they're still working, putting fuel in that car, but got Gareth Morris coming into pit lane. I think Aaron might be the next one, soon figure it out, but as Leauge comes out onto the mediums then, freezing cold mediums though, but is that allowed him to literally get a gap as Aaron actually stays out in 5th place, so Paul, Moz and Adam Morgan still in pit lane, so that's probably going to allow Grasshopper's there, catching slowly but surely up to Love Rocket's rods now. This could be a very close battle because the Welshman of Gareth Morris and of course Adam Morgan's still in pit lane as Gareth Morris comes out on freezing cold mediums. Won't take long hopefully to get them cars up, the tyres up to temperature as Adam Morgan comes out of pit lane then. But let's have a look at what's going to happen, because Love Rocket's rods is currently under pressure from Grasshopper as Grasshopper tries to push on Paul with a 3-second penalty, and that was crossing probably the pit pit exit line as Wayne goes into pit lane then. That's gonna, and Neil goes into pit lane as well. I think Coker may follow suit. No, he doesn't. He stays out for another lap. So Grasshopper and Love Rocket's rods trying to push on, but Wayne G and of course Neil pitting from first and second. That's allowed Coker to get the lead at the race then. So we'll soon figure out what is going to happen between obviously Grasshopper and Love Rocket's rods. But Aaron goes into pit lane. I believe Wayne G is out of pit lane. Try not to cross that line because it will give you a 3-second penalty. But Leauge still now in second. That if you know, on the DRS now, Coker isn't far behind. He's got a 5/10 second penalty again. He will be livid with all this, but Neil's still in 4th then, with Paul 5th at the moment, with Grasshopper trying to overtake, of course, Love Rocket's rods, but he's trying to get there. He's right on the gearbox. Almost contact between the pair of them, but the battle in fair plays between the Playboy and the S-Line Audi, but they're all, as I say, they're all identical Audi RS5s. But Grasshopper gets that move done with ease. You can tell he is literally... But it's going to be very important to see what Grasshopper can do, but see them softs aren't really holding up very well as Leauge has got past Coker. I think Coker's mediums are dropping like flies at the moment, but Coker's still there in second at the moment. He could be the next one to pit, but it's around coming up to 30 minutes in the race, but Coker jumps in then, was Leauge now then leads the race, back into lead the race on the DRS again to gain that advantage. Wayne G will jump back into second, so it's almost like the top 3, maybe the top 4, but slightly reversed. But Coker is going to be taking his time to go into pit lane, so the crew are ready for it. But Paul's still there in 5th place at the moment. Grasshopper is still there in 6th place at the moment. Could be soon 5th with Love Rocket's rods. Could be soon 6th because Coker, but then Coker's coming out of pit lane. So he's planned that to perfection, has he? Or is Grasshopper going to catch him? Oh, it looks like Coker's just literally been caught by Grasshopper just for the time being. But we'll soon figure out what's going on here. But Coker's been caught by Grasshopper, followed by Love Rocket's rods. But 30 minutes in this race then already. It's probably around 21 minutes to go in this race. Moz still in 8th then, Aaron in ninth, followed by Adam Morgan 10th, and of course getting caught now ever so slightly by Alex, the Red Bull machine versus the Castrol machine. Could be very close to see what will happen between them two, but Grasshopper's got away from Love Rocket's rods at the moment, trying to catch up onto the back of Coca, but Grasshopper's softs don't look the best condition at the moment, but we'll soon figure it out. But Coca's still there in 5th, then followed by Paul in 4th, Neil 3rd with Wayne G. Currently still in 2nd, followed by Andy Ellison, currently still in 1st place, still leading the race after, even though he made a pit stop, but he's in the back into the lead of the race then. Still got the fastest lap. He's on the medium zone, so the mediums could be a bit of a slow time. I'm not too sure how compared to the tyre ratings, but could, you know, we'll soon find out. But Wayne's still in 2nd with, of course, Neil, followed by Paul, followed by Coca. You've got Grasshopper still in 6th place, followed by Love Rocket's rods, but then you've got, of course, Gareth Morris under pressure from Aaron, but Aaron's got a 5% penalty for some bizarre reason. Is it track limit abuse? It could be, but there's a lot of things going on here, but it's going to be very close between these two, because even if Aaron gets rid of that penalty, it could be very close between Gareth and, of course, Aaron at the moment. But Aaron thinks about overtaking Gareth Morris, goes on that inside line. Well, he's got past Gareth Morris. What a stellar move that is for the other Siemens backed Audi RS5, but he's got to take that 5-tank penalty, so it could be dropping back into the clutches of Gareth Morris again, but it all depends. Gareth isn't using, he's using the DRS now, as Aaron has to defend, but Gareth thinks about overtaking Aaron into this corner, but he can't do it just yet. But Alex is catching up to, of course, Adam Morgan at the moment, breaking down to gear 1. So it looks like Adam Morgan's struggling a bit. Is he with the mediums? No, he's not. He's getting a bit sideways, but a bit loosey-goosey, but Alex is all over the back of him. Probably going to try and push on to get past the Castrol Edge sponsored machine, as we're on to up to 33 minutes of the race, but soon could be anything. But Moz still there in 9th, with Aaron in 8th, followed by Love Rocket's rods in 7th, followed by Grasshopper 6th, Coca in 5th, then with Paul running wide then into the dirt, into the gravel. That's dropped him down to 5th now. That will be a shame, because he's now going to have to try and get past Coca to get back into the top 4, but Coca into, of course, 4th place, Neil 3rd, then Winnie G still in 2nd, followed by Waldrew, actually still leading the race. He is absolutely unstoppable at the moment, but Neil's done the fastest lap. Looking at the graphic, it's 1:38.057 from the white and blue Phillips machine, the number 12 car of Neil. It currently in 3rd place then. Shows how quick he's going to be, but he's going to try and catch up to Wayne G for 2nd, Coca 4th, then Paul still in 5th with Grasshopper 6th, with Love Rocket's rods currently on the gearbox of that Audi, the S-Line Audi, and of course currently 7th. But this looks absolutely amazing stuff from there. But then Love Rocket's rods goes into pit lane from, I think they have to make 2 pit stops, I believe, but could be very close to see what will happen between these guys as we go into what could be the halfway stage of the race. But it's very close then, as Grasshopper still stays there. Aaron in 7th and Moss 8th, with Love Rocket's rods currently still there in pit lane, but he's now dropped down from well, he's just coming out into 11th, so that's allowed Alex a bit of breathing space. But Maybe top up a bit of fuel. It could be to top up a bit of fuel actually. Maybe that's what he was going to try and do. But yeah, the fuel seems to be a bit depleted. As Grasshopper seems to get, he's got quite a bit less fuel in that S-Line Audi at the moment. So it could be for fuel. It might not be just for tyres, but it could be all about conserving fuel. As Wayne G still holding on for that second place with Neil trying to catch him up. It could be a very close duel between these two in a minute. This is absolutely unstoppable with 35 minutes gone in this race almost. I believe it is around about 15 minutes to go, if that, till the checkered flag does drop. But we'll soon find out exactly what's going to happen between these two. But I'll just double check what is happening. But see what's going to happen with Neil and Wayne G. But Coker's got the fastest lap now, 1:37.727. But Neil could be getting the fastest lap away from Coker as he puts Wayne G under considerable amounts of pressure there. But Playboy car versus the Phillips machine. A very nice looking liveries from the Ultimate Racing League, I must admit. But it'll be very interesting to see what Wayne G can do if he can hold off Neil for the time being. But Leauge still leads the race then in first place with Wayne G under pressure from Neil, followed by Coker. Coker's still got another penalty. He's picking up penalties like he's picking up speeding tickets. It looks like Wayne G under pressure from Neil at the moment, but then you've got Grasshopper in, of course, 6th place, followed by Aaron. At the moment, Aaron literally, I think he was on the DRS because the wing folded down. But it's going to be very interesting because Grasshopper's running out of fuel here. Is he going to be able to make fuel? Let's have a look what's happening. Wayne G is actually had to concede to Neil, but this is quite interesting between the second and third of the podium battle between Neil and of course Wayne G, but Coker's still there, and of course 4th, Paul 5th, with Grasshopper now going into pit lane then, so that's going to allow the likes of Aaron Moz, probably Adam Morgan, and of course Alex and the Rockets rods rather, to get back up there as Grasshopper with 4 litres of fuel left in that tank. Probably explains why he was pushing on quite a bit, but you know, he got around 38 minutes left on the 38 minutes on the time, but Coker's still with that fastest lap then. But Wayne G then has dropped away from Neil for the time being, still trying to use that DRS, but soon find out what's going to happen between the top 3, maybe the top 4. As Paul still stays in 5th at the moment. Aaron currently to Siemens 5th and 6th, because Aaron's there in 6th. They've got Gareth Morris 7th, Adam Morgan 8th, Alex 9th, Love Rockets Rods in 10th, followed by Grasshopper now 11th. Probably a bit of a splash and dash ready to go for the last couple of stints, but it looks like that he's not topped up enough fuel there. But Leauge still leading the race then in the Red Bull sponsored Audi RS5, with Neil still there in the Phillips machine, followed by Wayne. Wayne needs to try and push on Coker now with another 5-tenth penalty. Like I say, he's been getting a few of these 5-tenth penalties. 5-tenth penalties, like he's been caught speeding. But we'll soon find out what Coker does. He's still 4th at the moment. Paul with a 5-tenth penalty as well. So that's got quite a shame, because that might drop him into the clutches of his teammate Aaron. But Aaron currently pushing on then, with Moz in 7th. Adam Morgan, so Inca Holmes, currently still in 8th, but he lost a bit of control there, going out the final corner. But Love Rockets Rods is under pressure. It's putting Alex under pressure, should I say, but see what happens between these two at the moment, but we've got Alex trying to defend from, of course, the Rockets' rods at the moment. But could be very interesting to see what happens between these guys with around 11 minutes to go, I believe, in the race, so could be quite interesting to see what happens. Grasshopper's still trying to catch up to these guys, so Grasshopper could soon be 9th, it could be, but we'll soon figure it out. But on the DRS then for Love Rocket rods, but who knows what's going to happen between the pair of them, between the likes of Alex and of course Love Rocket rods, but Inca Home's still there, and of course 8th at the moment with Gareth Morris in 7th, Aaron, and of course 6th with Paul, his teammate, just ahead of him in 5th place, just about. But Wayne G's dropped back from Neil quite substantially now. But you can see Waldrew still leading the race then, with around 10 minutes to go in this race. It's very interesting race indeed, is the DTM, but let's try and figure out exactly what the rules are and what the calendar is for the rest of the season in a couple of weeks time. But Neil's still pushing on then, followed by Wayne G in 3rd, then with Coca 4th. We've got Paul and Aaron's. You can just see the sun starting to be a bit low down in the on the circuit now. I think it's just sort of getting towards mid-afternoon, maybe mid-evening sort of. But you just see how close it was. It was at the start of the race, it was all blue skies and all and almost yeah, all blue skies and all sun was blitzing the track, but looks like Aaron's going to put his teammate under pressure. But we'll go on board with Aaron and try to get past Paul, his teammate, going into this corner, as he almost does it. Almost does it, but can't get that 5th place away from, of course, Paul at the moment, so it could be a battle between the two Siemens cars for 5th and 6th. Hopefully no issues between the pair of them, but Aaron still trying to push on. But see what happens with Moz 7th, and there's a bit of a battle between Adam Morgan, Alex, and of course Grasshopper at the moment. As Love Rocket's rods now dropped down to 11th, but looks like Alex is trying to push onto Adam's back bumper there, but Adam won't have any of it. He's a very established racer, he's won races in the past, what I've commentated on, but see Alex trying to push on in the Red Bull number 7 Red Bull machine, and Grasshopper trying to catch them up as well. But looks like Aaron has got past Paul for 5th place at the moment, so Coker's about to catch up to Wayne G by the looks of it. But who knows what's going to happen between these guys. It could be all or nothing, but Coker catching up to Wayne G, but Wayne G raced against Wayne a couple of seasons ago. I'll tell you what, I hate to say this, but he's very quick, you know, but deserves his place on every grid as everyone else does as well. It seems to be a very interesting night of racing here at Circuit Barcelona Catalunya for round number 1 of the DTM League on a Wednesday. Waldrew still leading then, currently with around, could be 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes to go, but he's still leading them, followed by Neil in, of course, 2nd, with Wayne G now getting caught by Coker ever so quickly. It's like a great speed or not. The tides turned between Wayne and Coker for 3rd and 4th at the moment. Gone board with Coker trying to push on to try and get past Wayne G. As I say, he's getting a bit, the sun's going slightly down now here at Circuit Barcelona Catalunya, but Coker is literally all over the back of Wayne G. Could he get on for a podium here, or is he going to have to settle for 4th? It could be a big ask, but Moz and Grasshopper and Alex. Oh, Alex is on the DRS trying to get past Adam Morgan there, but Grasshopper thinks about it as well, but soon figure out. But Alex is all over the back of Grasshopper now as Adam Morgan drops down to 10th at the moment. That's not going to do his credentials any good, but you never know. With around a handful of laps to go, we've got the likes of Coca now up into third. He's got past Wayne G for fourth, but well, for third rather. So Coca in, of course, third place at the moment with Neil still in second, but he's got a 5/10 penalty. That's going to be a bit of a shame for him if he, you know, but that won't drop him too far back, I don't think, because likes of Coca and Wayne G are coming down the front straight at the moment, so it could be okay between these guys. Moss still in 7th, Grasshopper still with quite a less fuel in that S-line Audi, but gets the Red Bull and the Castrol, and of course now Love Rocket's Rods also joining this battle. This could be a close battle for 9th, 10th, 11th and 8th. But Adam Morgan not giving up, trying to get onto the gearbox of Alex's out the Red Bull machine. Let's hope Alex has got some Red Bull fuel in that to give him some wings to try and get away. But Adam Morgan gets a bit crossed up there, almost clips to gravel on the exit of the chicane, but see the likes of Grasshopper and Alex. Alex is actually going for a move on Grasshopper towards turn number 1. Is he going to make it stick? He actually does, as Grasshopper slowly but surely running out of fuel. So that's going to conserve fuel by the looks of it, but Coca's still there in third, then with Neil still second. Got a comfortable margin between himself and Coca, so then Waldrew still leading the race then. What could be going on to what could be maybe the final lap, maybe the penultimate lap, so we'll soon find out. Neil's still on the DRS trying to catch him up as best as he can. But Coca, I'll tell you what, look at the speed of this AMG backed Audi. It feels weird having an AMG backed Audi RS5, but who knows what's going to happen with Wayne G currently in 4th, followed by Aaron 5th. We've got Paul versus, well, 6th, Moz 7th, Alex still 8th with Grasshopper 9th, and Adam Morgan, and then Love Rocket's Rods in 11th at the moment. But it's like Andy Ellison trying to push on. He's actually got a bit of a comfortable gap from Neil at the moment, but could be very close to see exactly what's going to happen here. But who knows what's going to happen. Just going to have a look at the timer sort of. So yeah, we're just about almost to the penultimate or maybe final lap of the race. But looks like the Red Bull machine that's leading the race at the moment then in the number 77 RS5, the Red Bull RS5 versus number 12 Phillips machine, but we'll soon find out exactly how that's going to pan out between. Is that could be a battle. Coca's still third then, followed by Wayne G with actually a 5/10 penalty now. That's going to hamper him, that's going to harm him quite a bit, because it won't harm him enough from Aaron, but it'll harm him a bit to try and catch up. But then you've got Paul 6th, Gareth Morris 7th, you've got Alex with a 5/10 penalty now in 8th place. That's going to allow the likes of Adam Morgan and Grasshopper to catch up, but Grasshopper has now got to conserve fuel, but he loses it. Oh no, and he's hit the barrier. That's now allowed the likes of Love Rocket's Rods to now get into the top 10. That's a bit unfortunate for Grasshopper, but could be a very interesting end to the race. But we are now what could be onto the final lap by the looks of it, but who knows what's going to happen here, because Andy Ellison currently leading then from Neil, but these two have had a good race so far. Coca's had a good race to get onto the podium at the moment. Obviously it all depends on the stewards as well, because the stewards will be looking at lengths as well. But Wayne G then with a 5 tank penalty and a bit more less fuel in the car. It looks like the likes of the top 2 may be going on to what could be the final lap. I'm not too sure. Yes, it is the final lap because the timer has run out. So 50 minutes of racing then, as Andy Ellison is the first winner of the DTM for League number 1. And I'll tell you what, he will be happy with that. The lights come on because it is getting slightly dark, but comes through the final turn, then he will take the checkered flag with ease, flashes the light, and he's going to be delighted with that. Neil in second then, and Coker coming onto the podium then. Fair play to Coker on the podium in the Mercedes Bat Audi RS5. He's going to be feeling very weird when that gets there, but he'll be delighted with getting third then, with Wayne G in fourth then. I thought Wayne would get on the podium, but he hasn't. But then you've got Aaron, of course, currently coming home in 5th. And we'll just hopefully try and see if with the likes of Aaron in 5th then comes home 5th. He must feel at home in these cars. But then you've got Paul, made a bit of a mistake there and then for that penalty, but then gets a penalty for his dues, but it's not even enough to stop him from getting 6th place. Then you've got Gareth Morris in 7th, and Adam Morgan currently in what could be, no he's not, because Alex gets past him, pips him for 8th place on the last lap. And I'll tell you what an absolute stellar race between everyone in this field for the DTM, for the Ultimate Racing League. Round number 1 of the DTM was Adam Morgan, gets a bit crossed up, but he's still fighting to try and get past Alex for that 8th place at the moment. But Alex will get 8th after starting from sort of further back, but he's done very well to get there, with the likes of Adam Morgan in 9th, then followed by Love Rocket Rods, and then of course Grasshopper rounding up the field in 11th. But what a stellar race for the DTM, for the Ultimate Racing League DTM League number 1. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, guys. I hope you do like and subscribe, and I'll tell you what, I will see you in a couple of weeks time, because I will be doing all the League 1 DTM commentary for the guys. It'll be real live and exclusive. So until next time out, I've been Hoppers for Ultimate Racing League. Take care. Ta-ra.